here in the Arkansas Ozarks. I got permission to be on this private land here. I just thought I'd show you this rock wall. Out here in the Ozarks, there's all of these rock walls built on private property, and well, even in the national forest there's some that's left over from the past. Took a lot of work, a lot of sweat and probably blood. I've moved rocks, and you end up smashing your finger eventually, at least a few times. This right here looks like it had to be moved by some heavy equipment at one point. I mean, these rocks are huge. And so it's a mixture of rock wall and rock piles. This is really neat right here. Somebody stick that up there. Just for kicks, I assume. So it was told to me when I first moved to the Ozarks that most of these rock walls were built along edges of fields or property lines by the children as their chores or punishment for when they did something wrong. They were, hey, go stack rocks. You know, that was their punishment. Now these rocks are too big for most kids to move, so I imagine this was adults, but a lot of the rock walls are pretty small rocks, you know, stacked up. It was a job that had to be done one way or another, and I guess they figured if it was a good lesson for the kids to keep them out of trouble, the old timers would put them to work moving rocks. This property has a lot of greenbrier. They say that means there's water close to the surface. So here's that rock wall I was just showing you, and it's been flattened out here, so it's possible this was just to keep the mountain from washing off over time, and over time it built up, or they likely used mules or tractors at one point to level this out. Maybe there was a homestead up here. Let's go look. This forest here is not very old. Well, I've seen it grow up in the last 25 years or so. Maybe some of these trees are older than that, but especially right over in that area, this right over in there is about 6 years old. I don't know if this was a homestead or it's just some more rocks piled up. Thought maybe there was an old foundation here somewhere. I came out here to look for a walking stick, but I've never been over on this part. I don't remember seeing that rock wall. There's some good rocks here to do some landscaping with. I know some of the folks around this area, we call it quarry rocks, or they use tractors to go and dig up these big rocks and sell them to landscaping companies and things like that. I see some big rocks going out on trucks around here. I'm not sure what these are. I think they're limestone. They're definitely not granite. So quiet out here, except for the crows. It always amazed me at how no matter how far out you go in these forests, there's always some sign of people. Either they were here yesterday or they were here 150 years ago. But there always seems to be a sign, a clue. I hope you enjoyed the short walk in the Ozarks. Just a little sightseeing. See y'all next week on the next video. Eric County Project. Over and out.